Oh, ok. Now you
Temos
are
som?
on. Yeah, we have sound.
Temos som.
Temos som, desculpa.
Olha, agora temos que falar em
Agora
português.
falar em português, yeah. In Portuguese.
We're talking in Portuguese now.
Yeah, in Portuguese. Sorry about that. Olá,
Como
pessoal.
é que é, pessoal? Está tudo bem?
Como é que é? Está tudo bem, pessoal?
E é tanta gente aqui no chat. É a Cristina.
Olá.
Não, a Cristina está só a fazer um lurk, por isso. Tchau, Cristina.
Olá,
Olá,
barbeitos.
Kiyosaki. Olá, barbeitos. Conseguiste vir, afinal. Já te esquecemos, já reparei há bocado aqui no chat. Olá, Rita. E não sei quem é que está aqui mais. Quem quiser se apresentar, que se apresente.
Yeah.
Não se esqueçam que podem fazer perguntinhas à nossa convidada que já está ali na sala de espera, quase a adormecer, como sempre.
Coitado.
Nós estamos atrasados como caraças.
É minha culpa, pessoal. Atenção, que é minha culpa. Peço desculpa também. Eu saí do trabalho diretamente para aqui a correr.
É sempre. Agora vou falar um bocadinho em inglês. Our guest is the face of our guest is really. I don't really understand anything they are saying because they are talking in Portuguese. It's really cool. But now we're going to start speaking in English because it's an international cosplayer. Our guest today, she's awesome. She's an awesome cosplayer.
True.
She's not ready for questions. I don't know if she answers to all of your questions. You can try. Leave your questions on the chat. And now Nuno is going to present us with the presentation of Zoe.
Okay. You ready, people? Let's go. Hello! Oh, she's watching she's still watching the intro.
Hello, Zoe.
Hello.
I'm here. Thank you for having me today. It's a big honor for me, and I'm so glad to be talking to you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. We already have someone here on the chat. Ayakashi Twins. Calling your name. I wish I could meet you, Zoe.
Oh.
The Dwarf Star Killer. Hello, everybody. If you have any questions to leave Zoe, you can leave them here on the chat. And Zoe, are you ready for our questions?
Probably not.
Oh, I don't even know what to say. Let's see. Let's find out.
Do you answer anything people ask here on the chat?
If it's not anything offensive, then yes.
Okay, she's not going to answer anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
How are you today?
Excuse me?
How are you today?
Doing great. It's actually, like a proper week of vacation for me. So I'm really happy to rest a little bit finally, because the past few months have been incredibly busy for me, because I take a lot of commissions and I do a lot of tailoring work. So I'm really just enjoying the chance to rest a little bit.
Awesome. It's really early also to you, isn't it?
It's about let me check, about 11 a.m. So it's all good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, Aberbates, it's a Portuguese cosplayer here. It's saying on the chat, not a question, but I love your work.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so sweet of you.
Okay, I was watching my camera. I'm really bright here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I look like a ghost. Let me just to adjust my light. But I will leave you with the first question. Where are you from, Zoe?
Gosh, that's a good question. So I'm originally from Russia. I was born in Moscow, but I have moved on, and I have lived in Germany, I have lived in Thailand, and now I am in the United States, in Florida, and I'm going to be here hopefully for many years. So here it is. Yeah.
That's it.
Is it?
You're from Russia. Do you have any problems with the war now? Just a side question.
I wouldn't say these are problems. Of course, there are like minor issues because I do have like, like a team of people helping me and working with me. For example, I'm having a big Etsy store, and I do have a few people in Russia who are making stuff for me. So I try to still like keep them with me because I love their work and I really appreciate them like making things for my store. I mean, I'm doing tailoring, they're doing like craftsmanship, like wings and all the accessory parts. So it got a little more complicated like since things started. And the other part that keeps me a little bit upset right now is that I cannot easily travel back to see my friends and family and to do some of my work that I always preferred to do back in Moscow. But it's okay, I'll sort it out here. So I would say that it does affect me as everybody like mentally, but that's the whole other story. And I think that's not something super exciting.
Yeah. Do you want to do the second question, Nuno?
Yeah, sure. So second question. Okay. How did you come up with your profile name?
So my real name is actually Zoya, and Zoe in English, so that was pretty easy. And my mom's surname is Wolf, so that was like the compilation of things. So it's pretty much a real name that I started using as a nickname because it's easy. I used to have like more complicated, nickname back in the day, but now everybody was doing that in the community. But in the end, I figured out it's really hard to remember all of this. The Queen of White Rose, or like the Dark Knight 1994, nicknames. And so I thought that it should be something easy to remember, easy to recognize, and like your own name probably is the best way to like make a branding name. Which I was going for, and which I still try to do because, my store has my name, like my stuff has my name on it, and I do think that keeping it under like just one name so it's more recognizable is the best idea.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Our third question is you can combine it with a question Gasaki left here. My question is, when did you start doing cosplay? And I can add, how did you start cosplaying?
Gosh, it was like over 10 years ago. Yeah, hello, I'm a cosplay dinosaur here. So it all started when I was like a teenager and I was going to a kids art school, and I had a friend who was back in the day the coolest person in my life, because every few months she'll come up with a new like subculture idea, like all these like goths, emos and all of that. Like she would be coming up with like a new idea she wanted to try, and eventually she came up with like an idea to watch anime and be like an anime fan. So we started doing that, and then a couple months later she was like, I have an idea, I want to make a cosplay. And we started just like making things there just because it was super cool and fun. Started going to the first conventions like back in Moscow there. Gosh, it was like so crazy back there. I still remember like you would like wait in line for hours just to get a ticket, and it was such an underground like thing though. So nobody was really familiar with cosplay like more 12, 13 years ago back there, and it was super underground thing. Like my parents were not sure what I'm doing, so it was hard for them to understand, but they saw that I'm almost all day, every day at home, making things, using sewing machine, like not going anywhere, just sitting at home. So they were fine with that. And that's how it all started. I actually began like my cosplay journey as a competing cosplayer. So I was, like going on stage a lot, making like complicated, beautiful builds, to compete and participate in different conventions. I was making probably 2 or 3 costumes a year back then.
Oh.
Yes, it was cool, but I felt like it was not enough because, of course, I was still going to middle and high school, and I just only could make my costumes when I had a little bit of free time on weekends, when not preparing for my exams and stuff. So I traveled a lot around Russia back then. I went to like different cities, like first as a competitor, then as a guest judge. That was really cool because I don't think I could have gotten a chance to see so much without like this. But later things changed a little bit, and because I decided to make cosplay like my job pretty much, and and transform it from just like competition type of thing when I'm attending 2 or 3 conventions a year into a full-time job.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Probably me right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I sent you a message, but you didn't look at it.
Oh, sorry. I'm controlling this, so it's hard to. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Next question.
Okay, dude. I know that. Don't pressure me. I'm not good at the pressure. Okay. What was your first cosplay?
So the very, very first thing I ever made was like Drell Sutcliffe from The Black Butler. The first season was just out, and it was my first anime, not even party, but not even convention, but a party. And I was so excited. I didn't know a damn thing about like making my costume back in the day. My mom helped to make me like his outfit. I messed it up quickly because she was not making it fast enough, and I was like, I can do it better. So I messed it up. I like, painted my hair red with like hair like dye and all of that. So that was pretty like cool. I don't have any pictures, sadly.
I was going to ask you about that.
I don't have any. So I've lost my archival on my old like laptop.
Yeah.
And that party, like, yes, they uploaded pictures, but for some reason they just removed them all, or something happened, and like now I cannot find any. So that, I guess, doesn't count. It was like just my first attempt. And then the next, cosplay, like first thing that I was competing with, I would probably consider that to be my first one. It was a character from a Japanese novel called Opera. And I was really inspired by the artworks of Toros Shibamoto. She is a really amazing artist. If you know Trinity Blood, like anime and artworks, she's the one who made the character designs and who like pretty much gave a visual appearance to all these characters. And I made a lot of cosplays based on her artworks. And my first character was Sora from her like opera novel. And I probably started it wrong because it was like an outfit inspired by a male historically accurate 16th to 17th century outfits. So that was a really, really, really hard thing to begin with. I was making that outfit for over like 4 or 5 months, and I was really proud of myself. I made a bunch of mistakes working on it, but I was so proud of like the result.
Yeah.
Also barely have any pictures, but can later just like send them to you so you can share.
Okay, awesome. You talked that you already entered some competitions. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, sure. So I think that about a decade ago, cosplay was all about like competitions and real conventions you could go to, because we did not have much appearance on the internet, and it was entirely different because you could not be developing just as online persona. You had to be, competing. You had to be going to conventions and events so people could see you. And I was doing a lot of that. I won I don't remember, about 10 or 12 prizes. in my like 5 or 6 years of competing. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it was so funny sometimes. The weirdest and the funniest experience I've got was like, so I made a Sakizo inspired like bunny look for one of the competitions, and they did not have like any definition of what my cosplay is, so they put it into original, like, you know, section with some people who were creating their original outfits. And since then the big meme was born, because I won that competition, and the girl who did not, she actually was super upset, and she called my costume beads and boobs that won the show. And there was a lot more than just that, let me tell you. It was a complicated build. Let me maybe quickly send you a picture so you can bring it up. But it was really funny, and it was like, it's still my favorite story. I feel like prizes doesn't matter if you can become a positive meme. That's all what counts. Okay, let me quickly find it. I think I got it right here. So, anyway. Come on. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. You have time.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I sent you the picture. So yeah, that's what became a big meme in our community.
Yeah, I sent you to your Facebook, Nuno.
Okay, sure, no problem. I'm showing right now. Let me see. Okay, right here. Oh, awesome! Oh, too cute! Huh, awesome.
Yeah, so that became the big and cool meme, and I feel like I did enough for cosplay culture back there by just becoming one.
Awesome! I really like this cosplay.
I loved making it. It was just a couple months of like hard work, because back then I could not really make courses properly, so it was a challenge. You know, like making all of these things work, making all these like structures, like puffed sleeves, like big rough collar.
That color made too much work in that color, right?
It was about like a week of just like hand stitching. I just was making another one as a commission, and I remembered how like long it takes.
Awesome. Really like that.
Yeah, but people said that you won because of boobs.
So yeah, the person who did not win my section was like, that's because she's beads and boobs.
Oh,
and like,
really? Oh god.
A lot of people say the same thing here in Portugal.
So,
everybody has all the attention because they're showing a lot of skin. So.
I think there's a lot more to it. Let me tell you, from my experience, it doesn't work this way. If it did, it would be much easier, and there would be a lot more people being like super famous and everything.
Yeah.
My opinion is that you combine hard work and skills with something like that, and if you work hard enough and if you're lucky, you maybe get some recognition. But I would say that I see that cosplay has developed into a few completely different fields, I would say. So first of all, you cannot compare people who are making their costumes for competition to people who are working as online persona type of thing. Because first would be, like taking months, sometimes years, and you would be just working on one costume to go on the stage and show your hard work. And the second is about the amount of things you can make. It's about the presentation. It's about like how you'd make it all happen. I mean, a lot of people are super surprised that I run my like store and I'm doing a lot of tailoring commissions, because from like my Instagram, it's not obvious. But that's actually how I started. I started with just like making Etsy, and for a couple of years, it was like my main source of cosplay income. And it helped me to create more costumes. And only after like a couple of years when I established it and I was making some money, I thought about starting a Patreon page. And that's how like things started changing for me, because I started making more costumes, I started making more projects, I started making more creative stuff. And I could do not just 4 costumes a year. Now I think I'm making about like 40 to 50 a year, and 90% of that amount is like made by me. So I'm doing tailoring, I'm doing like all of this.
Cool. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Rúben, I think we have a question about Yazaki. You want to make that?
Yazaki is stealing my questions. She needs to wait a little bit because we already have those questions.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay. Sorry.
Wait, Yazaki.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, but we'll combine our questions with hers.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, it's me right now, right?
Yeah, no. It's the 6th one.
Okay. What is your favorite costume and photo shoot?
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
That's a really good question. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's like asking a parent which kid they like the most.
Yeah, true. Okay, it's true.
Almost the same.
Almost the same, yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. It's like I'm making my costumes, I'm making all of this, and it's super hard for me to like find just one. I try to really like address this question and ask myself, and I came up with a concept of just like picking one like top costume a year and top photo shoot a year, just so the work that I'm the most proud of, I would just like, keep thinking about it as something I should be proud of. Probably the one I consider to be the best of the best, and I still think I have not done anything better, would be my Dolores from the Westworld. So I was really obsessed with like the first season of the show. I loved the story. I loved this idea of like androids trying to find the nature of humanity and the nature of life. And I made a cosplay of her first, of her like season 1 outfit first. Worked for a couple of months. I was like, doing all the small embroideries because I couldn't find the fabric. It was a lot of work. I was making this as screen accurate as I could. And then I did a photo shoot before the season 2 was out. They released a few promos showing Dolores, like, with the rifle, like, like just, starting taking her revenge or something. And I was like, wow. I haven't seen the show yet, but I want to like give my own vision to it. So I made her season 2 like outfit. It was a lot of fun making it too, because I had to make the outfit as dirty, as worn as it was possibly. It was only possible. So I had to. I was pretty much like running in the mud, like making my dog put the paws on the skirt, so I would get like a little bit of the dirt and everything. Using like the metal like scrubby, like to kind of scrub like the edges. And then we just did this amazing photo shoot with a horse, and I got the best horse possible. Like she was so calm. She was like this shoot. Posing the best. I mean, I've done a few photo shoots with horses, and that was my best by far, because the horse was like, do whatever.
Yeah.
And like super calm, super nice. And I just like the vibe of this photo shoot. I just like that we were able to tell the story. And that was actually all created before the second season was out. So I was trying to show my own vision of how the show would develop in further seasons. I was right and wrong both ways, because I mean, if any of you have seen what they've done in season 3, like I'm yet. Disappointed. I'm disappointed. But the first 2 are really good, and I'm happy that I could bring her to life. And I still think she's the best character, in the entire story.
Nice. I really like this cosplay. Really awesome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was watching the Nuno showing the pictures here, and the one that you're in front and you show you back to. It's
the two
really cool.
halves.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, we had to take 2 pictures in different costumes and then just like combine them with editing. So it's me on the left and me on the right. I actually do love using this trick in some of my other pictures. I sometimes, do this like, twin concept or just like 2 different character concept. And I mean, you can do a lot with that, especially if you plan it carefully, because if you do that, you have to, make sure that the light would be the same and you know what you're doing and remember you're posing for like both sides. So yeah, I think this would be my best, cosplay I'm the most proud of. This year, by far, gosh, what could that be? I was really excited about like my Jinx cosplay, the dark bright version. I
That cosplay
barely
is
get
awesome.
super excited about a lot of cosplay outfits and ideas these days because I make a lot and because it's just got to the point of being almost my routine because it's a full-time job. So when I was scrolling like my Instagram and I saw this artwork, I was like, damn, that's something I want to make right now. And I spent like a couple days just like sewing non-stop and I was so happy with this thing.
I don't know if you can show the picture of the Jinx costume.
The Jinx with the heart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the fan.
It's right here.
Cosplay.
So it's right here. So I will prepare. So.
Yeah. When I saw these pictures, I was blown away because it's so just like the artwork. You did the details. It's so awesome.
I didn't see the artwork,
so look like that.
Let me see
Gosh, I also have to scroll and see what I did this year because I make so many costumes. It's hard to remember. Oh yeah, also I think I'm really happy and proud of my Mystique project.
The Mystique is really awesome.
Thank you. That has been my dream project for many years, and actually. Of course, it's a big teamwork because I'm the model there first of all, and we started planning this thing before pandemic even because we had to make molds, of my face, of my body, and start just sculpting. And my friend, who is a really great body art artist and who can do all of this FX job, she was going to start it, but then pandemic began. I got stuck in another country for almost a year, and so almost a year later I finally came to Moscow and I was like, come on, let's start doing that. So we did the mold. She started sculpting all these little things, scales and details, and it was supposed to be my last and my biggest project of 2021, which I was hoping to take pictures of around September to get it in production finally. And a week before we were planning the photo shoot, and I mean I rented the studio for 12 hours because you have to do the makeup and it's super time consuming. I got the photographer. I mean I got 2 actually. I did 2 photo shoots on that day because I'm not repeating this. I'm not doing it again. It's too much. And then a week before we actually have to go and make it happen, and a lot of people have to come to the same place at the same time, my friend texts me and is being like, I just casted all of this parts and my cat got curious and he actually knocked the full shelf with this stuff drying. I was like, can you bring him to the vet for some painful stuff, just to be done so I feel a little better? I know it's better than me.
Okay.
But I was like, can you do something? She was like, okay, I'll sign him up for some grooming or something. So she managed to redo things just in a week, but it obviously was a little bit less what I expected, but it still turned out nicely. And it's been a big goal of mine since I just started making cosplays many years ago, because I absolutely loved the Mystique in the original X-Men trilogy, and I absolutely loved the actress. And I thought it's a real shame that they stopped doing the full body paint and makeup for the actress. Now I know why. And I have no complaints anymore, because if it takes about 12 hours to prepare the person to go and portray the character, that's really hard. That's
I was going
really
to ask
intense.
how many hours did you had to prepare? You already answered 12 hours, right?
So it was 9 hours of preparation, and I had 2 artists working on it.
Damn,
so
that's a lot.
Oh my god.
Full 9 hours, yeah. And then about 4 or 5 hours of taking pictures, because I knew I will not be doing that again. And we had to do all we could.
In the end of the day, you were dead.
I was beyond dead. I was walking on dead. We all were.
True.
You're going to do a zombie version of Mystique in the end of the day.
Yeah, that's big.
I was so miserable. I didn't want to do that. I was just so miserable in the end. Everybody was like.
You had blue on your skin for how long?
Oof. I do think I had a little bit of that blue paint on my nails for another month. So it was with me.
I thought about it. Yeah. So people, our time is running out. We have to do a little break, and we'll be right back with Zoe.
Okay.
Nuno was not prepared.
No, I'm not. So
I know.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is too much. Wait.
I know you were not prepared.
Yeah. Okay. So we do a little break, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick one. Hopefully.
Okay. Let's do it. See you guys.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. sound now. Okay. Yeah, we have sound. Okay.
Zoe, can you tilt a little bit your camera up because the camera is
Yeah.
cutting your head?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Better?
Yeah. Awesome.
Better?
Better.
I think it's better. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So we are back again with Zoe. She didn't left.
Yeah. She
thank
didn't
God.
run away, so awesome.
Thank the God she's still here. People, if you want to leave your questions here, you can, like Yazaki is doing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about a little bit of a subject can be hard to talk about to many people.
Yeah, true.
We're going to talk about a little bit about not safe for work. Not safe for work.
Work.
Huh?
It's a work, not safe for work.
It's a work. No, it's a photo shoot. So Zoe, did you start not safe for work or lewd pictures at the same time that you started cosplaying?
Obviously not, because at first I was making competitions and stuff, and it was just later on when I started doing online work and I started running my Patreon page, then I actually got interested into doing more, more different things, because I was for many years making just like costumes that would cover me from head to toe, like barely you would see any skin there. And after I started Patreon, actually, I thought a lot about like what I want to do, and if I really want to do any of this, like not safe to work pictures and stuff. And my understanding, my main idea was that I'll try to do it in a little bit of a analytics way. So I started my Patreon page and I made a few completely different tiers there. Some for my craftsmanship and like tutorials and stuff that I thought I want to do from the beginning, and the other was for like more or less like sexy pictures and stuff. So in the first month I earned like $200 for not super sexy but like cool pictures, and zero for my tutorials.
Oh.
And that was like really frustrating at first, because I thought that there will be a lot of people who will be willing to support my, like craftsmanship and stuff. But it turned out that no, not so many people are actually interested in that. So I decided to address it in a little bit of a different way, because yes, I do make a lot of like sexy like stuff and pretty revealing stuff, but at the same time, it actually does help me to fund my more complicated cosplay builds and create things I'm proud of. So, plus I can make a lot more, works and costumes and stuff, because like a lot of people try to be like, oh, you're only making like sexy things. And this is completely inaccurate thing to say, because I do make at least 2 full cosplays a month, and you don't see the sexy part if you don't want to see it, because I don't publish it like so openly. So I do think that it's just all about balance and things you're comfortable with. I'm really liking things that I do. I really find them interesting. I mean, as an artist, I know that I can do complicated stuff. I can make like huge cosplays. I've been there. I know how to do that. And challenging myself with like doing something out of my comfort zone or something that I find more interesting at the moment was a really good thing and a really good way to approach these things. And again, I'm so happy to be able to fund like my big cosplay builds, thanks to people who are buying like my pictures, who are supporting me for many like months and years, because this is what helps me to actually keep up the quality, keep up the creativity, and like grow as like both creator and a model.
Really cool. What is your first sexy photo shoot? Do you remember it?
Oh gosh, that was such a almost embarrassing experience. So we all start like that, I think. So I was doing a photo shoot with my friend, and we did like Morgan and Lilith from Darkstalkers. And there was one like picture in that photo shoot that we took like as a reference. So we got a reference where like both characters are like standing sideways. You can only see the silhouettes. They are undressed, but like the wings are covering like most everything. And we were like, we have to do it. And we decided like, I was not at all doing any of that stuff before. So I was pretty uncomfortable. My friend was like, you know, like I'm dressed quickly, and she was like, okay, I'm ready, let's do it. I was like, okay, let's try. So we took that picture and it turned out really beautiful. But that story also has this amazing like end of it, because we posted that photo shoot, and obviously this like naked picture was cut out of it because I was not comfortable posting it online, and my friend like did not post it openly online, but somehow my mother found it. And it was the most weird conversation ever. So she sends me that picture and she's like, ew, what is that? I'm like, it's a picture. And she's like, I see that. Why are you undressed? I'm like, because here's the reference. She's like, who posted this? And I'm like, we both paid for the photo shoot, so obviously, like, if it's not me, then the second person has the right to do that. She was like, that's not beautiful. And that was it. That was the only like conversation like that. Later on, I think that she's more or less okay with my works, because she sees that I'm not doing anything that is like really inappropriate. I'm trying to make it like look aesthetic, you know. I'm trying to make things look beautiful. And besides, I do not like anymore post a lot of like not safe to watch works online, because it's getting more and more complicated to show even a little bit of your like skin. It can get like so weird. I was like banned from Imager, you know, for what? I posted a full cosplay and it had like cleavage, and they were like, that's too much skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like Reddit can do that. You can be shadow banned on Twitter if like your account is flagged. So I'm trying to post more like safe to watch things now, or just like post a little bit less things that can be provocative or something like inappropriate somehow. But yeah.
But Twitter is a little bit open for it, right? More than Instagram. Instagram, you put a little bit more skin, and you already have.
It is, and it isn't. I would tell you that. So Twitter had a lot of its algorithms changed in past few years, and they do not send you any like notifications of violation of their policies. You never receive like any strikes or anything. They just cut your reach to 0.
Damn.
And that can like last for months and months. I mean, I got into a situation like this last year. So my monthly reach on my big Twitter profile would be about like 10 million people seeing the profile. And suddenly it drops to like 1 million and lower of people seeing my profile a month. And I do the same type of work. I do the same pictures. They have to like get the reach, but they don't. And it lasted for a year. Like my account was not growing, nothing was happening. I figured out what was it, because eventually it was lifted like 12 months later, and I realized that they gave me a strike for a banner picture that was not even nude, that was body art, and it was like censored, everything like, it was just like the red silhouette of a body with wings, but they saw it as like inappropriate content and they took it down and they gave me a strike for a year. So don't put anything controversial into the banner of your Twitter profile, because you'll get a strike and you will not know about it, but it will be there for 12 months.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
using a little bit of the questions that Gazaki left us here before, you already said on your first photo shoot that you were not comfortable doing that first photo shoot. Did you need to build up your confidence at first?
So the first few photo shoots that I did afterwards were actually the body art things. And I find it really weird, but when you are covered with paint from like your head to toe, you feel dressed. And it doesn't feel like you are revealing anything because your skin is pretty much like painted with like, you know, something, and you are not naked in the picture. So that was super easy, like, you know, to pose wearing something like full body makeup. And that helped me a lot. And later on, I just like started doing more of my like aesthetics and bringing what I find beautiful into the pictures. And that also helped because the trick usually is that you have to be comfortable with what you do and you have to like what you do. So I try to get good like mood boards. I try to get a good idea and the concept behind just like my pictures. So it does help a lot. And yeah, like I see that you are showing my like Evelyn picture there. So 2 like weird facts. I had to make an underwear to post this cosplay on Instagram because even if I like, you know, will be censoring everything, body arts are considered nudity. Like a lot of my friends who are doing like body painting job and like body art competitions, they get banned there because you cannot be like covered in paint even if you are wearing something, but it's invisible under the paint. They just consider it inappropriate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to make adjustments.
Yeah, but it's still a really awesome cosplay.
Thank you. Yeah, that was also like one of the projects I really wanted to do for a long time. So it's a full like body paint thing. And I just don't know any other good way of making the, you know, like demonic succubus creature look, you know, better. It's your body and it's just painting and it gets really beautiful like result together.
Yeah. Giyazaki also asked you this. Do you ever struggle with self-confidence?
I would say I gained a lot of self-confidence with time because a lot of things I do also are motivating me to like work out more, to, you know, like myself more. And I learned that one really important thing, I think, it's not about like being uncomfortable with others. Usually if you feel like some weird feelings towards someone like doing things you find like inappropriate for you, probably it's not about them, but it's about your inner lack of like confidence or your inner comfort, you know, seeing that. I had some weird conversations like that. So like people would be like, oh, you know, like nudity, it's so awful, it's so bad, like I would never like, you know, let my kids see it. And I would be like, are you bringing them to any like classic Greek culture museums? And they're like, no, never. And I see that there is a problem that people actually give to this like whole thing. It's not about kids seeing something, it's about the parents giving the meaning to these things, because kids actually don't care. Like I was going to like classic art museums as a kid all the time. You just look at things, you laugh a little bit maybe, and you just go ahead. It's not traumatizing. It's nothing like that. Same goes to a lot of these like online pictures and things. Nothing bad is going to happen. Kids are not interested in that. Like if I look at my you know, audience analytics, I would say that majority of my subscribers are over 20, and I barely have any like, you know, kids checking my works because they're just not interested. It's not interesting for them. So I don't see it as a big problem. I just see that some people bring their own, you know, unconfidence and their inner problems and try to portray them to others. And that's actually like why we get this, like, less and less freedom to express ourselves. Like that outrageous case that I still laugh at, when one of Vienna museums had to create an OnlyFans account so they could share the like sculptures and like pictures because
Really?
Instagram would ban it. Yes.
I didn't know that.
You
Oh
can
my God.
subscribe to like a museum profile on OnlyFans because they can no longer post those pictures like Facebook bans
Oh
them.
my God.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know that. Oh my God. Where are you going? I see a Patreon page to see art. Okay. Let's. Oh God.
It gets really weird sometimes, but I understand that my works seem like, sexy and revealing, but I mean, they're beautiful still, and I like them. So
Yeah,
that's all what
yeah.
matters.
We talked already about this offline, and we also talked this in a private chat. Because of all the people looking for problems, you did the Jinx cosplay. You had some problems with it because people started
I
to
would not say this was any like problem or something. It's just a lot of people these
commented.
days,
people just commented a little bit weirder, right?
So a lot of people these days actually ended up being locked inside for a long time. Online like life became a big part of what they do and who they are, and they tend to just want attention, and that what happens a lot with like different cosplays. Like I posted my original Jinx version in February, and obviously I do not look like a minor in there, like, and it's nothing like that. I just like the outfit. I like this version of her, and I just loved how creative it looks because it's really beautiful, and it was a pleasure to make.
Mm-hmm.
And when I posted that picture, I got a hilarious conversation under it. So a couple of people, I think 3 or 4, were making a big like dialogue there, telling that, oh my God, Jinx is a minor. She cosplayed as a minor. She's so wrong. She shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, Jinx is a minor. Like she should not do that. And I honestly thought it was a joke for a moment because I do not look like a child. And if people would be okay seeing a child wearing this, I will have some serious questions. But the only strategy you can do is just like, block, delete, and ignore, because you don't try to talk to these people. They're not seeking for any conversation. They're seeking for attention, and they just want you to make like, mistaken your conversation so they can mock you apart. So I personally try to ignore this, but in this case, it was just a little frustrating because like, I do not look like a minor, and that's the whole point. And I was accused of being like inappropriate because I cosplay as a minor. It's like, it's not.
Yeah. I guess like it was leaving a comment here. Jinx is not even a minor in League, only in Arcane. They don't even know the lore.
Yeah, that's true. And the version I did is actually based on an artwork that is just inspired by Jinx, and it's just showing her like in a completely different outfit, and she is obviously looking older than like her like 11 or 16. So I don't see a problem there, and I do not try to make it look like it's a minor character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a question there that someone is asking if I ever have considered crossplay.
It's true. Yazaki, yeah, you're ready.
So I actually did a lot of crossplay when I first was starting my cosplay journey. Like if you scroll my profile, like back to like 2015 or 2016, you'll see a couple of male looks that I did. I still have like a dream of mine that I kind of want to like do at some point. I'm a big fan of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman comic book, and I always wanted to do the younger version of Morpheus when he. I hope it's not a spoiler, people, because the comic book is really old. So the original Morpheus dies, and the new Lord of Dreams is completely different in like color palette, and he's just a young, amazing creature. And I kind of want to do this like crossplay at some point. I probably will, but the whole concept, the whole idea is not just to make the outfit. I kind of want to do a good and like interesting like concept in the photo shoot. So it's going to be a lot of work, and I will have to do a lot of preparation, but I hope to do it finally at some point. I don't do a lot of crossplay lately just because my body is not really looking like male body, and it's really hard to make it look like that. So I stopped doing crossplays at some point.
Okay. Because of all the taboos hovering this kind of work, we already know that you had some problems with your mother. Did you have any more problems with your family? And if so,
no. So
yes.
Yeah, I know
go
that
ahead,
most people want to hear some drama story, like, you know, my friends don't talk to me, and they cross the street, then they see my booty because they don't remember my face, but they've seen that ass online, so they know what it looks like. But I don't have any drama stories like that. I don't.
That's good for you.
My experience is actually really positive. So first of all, most of my friends and my family, they know that I still like, you know, take commissions. I still make my stuff myself. And I work a lot to be able to even like showcase my body, because it's not just about like taking a picture or like dressing and taking a picture. It's a lot of work you don't see. It's a lot of like working out. It's a lot of just like making things look good. So here's that. And if you can appreciate someone's work on their bodies, like, you are pretty much fine with things. The only really hilarious thing that I can tell you, so I never was a really popular person in my like high school, and it's been about a decade since I graduated. And a year ago, I learned that my old high school classmate, who always bullied me and disliked me, and I was like, you know, that type of a person you look at and you're like, that's so good, I'm not her. You know, like this type of feeling.
Yeah.
So they have a chart discussing my moral values and my ass. Like, you know, just like all my pictures, my moral values, how bad I am. And that for some reason makes me laugh so hard, because like, imagine having such sad and boring life that the only joy you have would be discussing someone else and their pictures and how bad they are, because they are not what you expected them to become.
Yeah,
true.
But I try to be really open with my friends, and I try to be like, the fact that I do this type of pictures, or the fact that I post this type of pictures, does not mean I look or behave or act like that in real life. There is a big difference in online persona you see and in what I do in real life, because what you see is about like 5 to 10% of my like work that is actually happening. And nobody will be willing to see how many hours I spend just like making outfits, how hard it is like to plan everything, to create the concept, to discuss it, to make it happen. People just see the final picture, and they unfortunately think that this is all what's going on. But that's not. This is just a little part of what I do.
Yeah, they don't see the background of the picture.
Yep.
Did you ever have any problems with the sexual harassment, like in conventions or during a photo shoot? And if so, how did you dealt with it?
So during conventions, oddly enough, it was worse 10 years ago than it is now, because now we have strict rules prohibiting people from doing things, you know. A decade ago, it was not like that. And you would not know how to react, and some like, you know, guy twice taller than you would come, like slap you and like keep going. It was like, what? Why did you do that? So it was not nice. It was not nice. These days, you know, people around will probably stop the person and like, you know, get him to the security and he'll be kicked out, which is to me a correct thing to do. If you cannot be respectful, regardless of the fact how much clothing is on the person at the convention, then you should not be at that convention. For the photo shoots, I do try to rather do them in studios, so it's like a safe space where I only have, you know, like myself, my photographer, or a person helping me to like there, and there is nobody else. So because I do not want any of those like, you know, weird situations or weird people, because obviously there are some people who would not be respectful. Sometimes when I would do like outdoor photo shoots, mostly just like cosplays, regular things, people would just stop and stare at you, like try to talk to you, try to ask for a picture, but I don't see it as a harassment. People just get excited. So I would say I'm not facing much of it, but I'm doing everything I can just so there are no situations where I can face it.
You're protecting yourself. Basically.
I protect myself, and I try to protect the entire, like, you know, team of people with whom I work, because of course any inappropriate situation affects not just me but also them if they work with me at the moment. So I do think it's just inappropriate to be rude to anyone from the team.
We can talk a little bit about your cosplays that you sent us, the pictures. I think Nuno is a big fan of your Starfire.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Thank you so much.
I'm a huge fan of Starfire. I'm really huge. When I saw that, I was, oh my god.
I actually did 2 cosplays of Cora, and the first one was for New York Comic Con back in 2019. And it was like steampunk inspired look, and I had this like gorgeous like wig that was like lighting up, and like a corset and things. It was cool. It was really interesting, and I did a photo shoot afterwards. But I always wanted to do her classic look that you see on the screen right now, and it took me a few more years. So I got this wig actually done for me back in 2017. But as many of my like projects, it didn't happen back then because I did not know anyone who could do good like body painting job. Like this orange skin like color is not photoshopped, it's actually real paint.
How many hours?
That's just 2 hours or so, because it's a single color and there's not much detailing going on. So back in the day, I didn't know any artist who could do the job, and I was not comfortable doing it because for many reasons. And then I finally like managed to you know, make the costume and make it happen. I was so proud of the result. I kind of want to get more Starfire cosplays because she has so many amazing looks, and I just love the concept of this, you know, alien creature who can travel like, you know, from in space from planet to planet. It's just I grew up in a culture where, you know, like space trips and stuff were kind of a big thing, and I do think it affected me because I always loved, you know, space opera, space, like, you know, fantastics and like all of that.
Yeah, you look really awesome in the cosplay.
Thank you.
And the pictures are awesome. This is your photographer, the photographer you work with.
This is
usually?
one of them. This is one of them. I have a few people. I always like credit my photographers under the pictures so you can check their works. The girl who did these pictures, she is actually probably one of the best fashion photographers I know in Russia, because she is like extremely creative, and the stuff she is making, like, it's incredible. And I saw how much she grew with years, because she started as just like a cosplay photographer and developed her style, developed her skills. Now she's not working with many cosplayers because her works are a little pricey, like for most. but I'm more than happy to work with her because I love her vision. I love how she's, translating my ideas and concepts, and I love the result that we have together.
It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Nuno, do you want to talk about another picture?
Yeah, sure. I want to show another of my favorites. Not because I play the game, my friend and colleague play the game, the Resident Evil Village. This is
it's
one
awesome.
of... Okay, Rúben too. I really like this cosplay. I really like it.
Thank you. I actually, so I'm a big fan of like pinup and like classic, culture and the classic, way to portray females in like pinup and historical like outfits and things. And when I saw the trailer and the first part of the game, I thought I want to make the character, but I kind of wanted to also give her a little bit more of this, like beautiful vibe, because she looks like mean. She looks malicious, like in the game.
It's true.
I was trying to try and like build the character to look more feminine and more like it's that femme fatale, like vibe where she's beautiful yet she will kill you. So that was the idea, and we tried to like show that things around her like kind of like breaking apart, and that she's like that huge mean creature, but you will not know that unless she attacks. So we tried to like play with that a little bit.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Okay.
I love the game, and I love the
I loved it so much. I loved everything they did to the game. And
one of our viewers.
It was a big trolling from the game company, because they actually tried to show you like Alcina Dimitrescu as the main villain of the game, and then it turns out she's not.
Yeah.
The internet was mad.
Yeah, of course. One of our viewers, Aberbates, is over here. She's a big fan of you, and she also did a character from the game. Do you want to show it, Nuno? Can you go to Aberbates' Instagram page?
Let me see. Okay. Let me open. No, I know the okay.
Yeah, you photo shoot her on Comic-Con.
That shoot. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Sure, where it is. Let me. If I can find it. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I can show.
Zoe with that cosplay would be her mommy.
Oh yeah, really. Okay.
I have to tell you a secret here. I'm super short, and it can be a little complicated to like look really big and like mean in real life like that, because I'm a dwarf. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. That's amazing job.
I took this shoot at a convention. And I tell her, put this here, make a mean face, a terrible face, and a menace. Yeah, the shot was amazing.
I would not be able to say that's a convention shoot, because it's so good.
Yeah, it's a convention shoot without treatment. This is a raw picture.
Raw.
Yeah.
Wow.
So people, I was a little bit not looking at the time. We need to restart the meeting. Okay. Sorry about this bit, because we have to go to a little break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
Sure.
Sorry, people. I was not watching the clock.
Okay, let's do it. have sound now.
Now you have sound.
Now.
Thank God we didn't have sound before.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was a mistake of mine. So yeah.
I was telling Zoe that Anna is a little bit shy now because we talked about her cosplay.
True.
You were showing the pictures. Nuno.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I was showing the pictures. Let me see if I can find it.
You showed another one but we need to go to the break.
Yeah, I really like this one.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, Nuno does this work on conventions here because he asked to do it in a little studio. He has black.
No, I can show. Wait, Barbados have a movie when I showed it. Yeah, no, a movie when this is how I work. So
yeah, he has a smoke machine. So this is Nuno in
intoxicating people with the smoke.
This was Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, this is Comic-Con.
Oh wow, that's really good setup for Comic-Con.
No, thank you. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Okay.
So more pictures about Zoe.
Let me find them.
You're making me shy now.
Why? By the way, this one is one of my favorites, and I was mind blowing with this because the work is perfect, the photo is perfect, and I really like the edition. So this is one of my favorites. Besides the other one. Okay.
I like all of them. So
no, I really like them all. So okay, let me see. Wait. Oh no. Oh, where it is? Oh my God.
You deleted it.
No, I didn't. This is the one. I really like this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really good.
I really love this one.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh,
that's
God.
actually one of my most favorite costumes that I ever made.
This is really awesome.
I was actually competing with this one for Euro cosplay local selection. I won the second prize, but it was like 2 months of work. I love the colors. I tried, to make all of these fabrics complementary to each other, and I just absolutely love the way this turned out.
And the composition of the costume is really awesome. I really like everything is in a perfect harmony together. So this is, oh my God.
So we pretty much had to take the picture of me first, and then do this fabric, flying fabric thing. And then just combine it in editing, because it's really hard to get this effect when you're working
I know that.
You cannot do that.
Yeah, I cannot. But I really like this one.
Thank you.
The next one, let me see.
Sorry, I was posting a story that Anna did.
This is the one
because she's a fangirl.
Yeah. This is the one that you talk about the steampunk style of
Starfire.
Yeah. Sorry, the Starfire. I really like this concept. It's really awesome.
That's the one. I love the look as soon as I saw it, and it's just so perfectly balanced, and it's so beautiful and so detailed. It was a real pleasure to work on, and we did have to edit the wig a little bit, so it lights up better, but it does light up in real life. It's just not enough, to be super bright.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One question I need to ask you: you do all of these cosplays, how do you store them?
That's an amazing question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
I ask it myself all the time because I'm running out of space quickly.
Really? Do you have?
I mentioned before, I try to sell some of my costumes that I'm not planning to be using again. I keep the ones I like the most, so they, like can be traveling with me and all of that. Currently, I'm thinking about renting like a space, to rather like be storing my like cosplays, or maybe make a bigger like, display studio type of thing. I'm not sure yet, but I'm about to finish a few huge builds for myself, and I don't know how to keep them because I'm running out of space.
Nice. Barbate said that's the question of the real deal about storage, the cosplays.
I know that many people try to keep all of their costumes and they don't sell them, they don't like throw them out. I got to the point where I have too many, and I'd rather find them a good home if I can, because I just cannot keep all of them. Like you see in some of my works, I have like huge wigs, for example. Boxes for those wigs would take like half of my storage if I just like put like 5 of them next to each other, and I obviously cannot like keep all of it. I have a couple projects that are coming up, like I don't know when, because I had to postpone them a little bit. But I have a wig for one of them that is like literally gonna be like huge like this. I have no idea how I'm gonna be like keeping it, because the box for it is so huge. It's like, I don't know, like pretty much half of my height, and I don't know how to store that.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what to do with it.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I have like a prop rifle that is like longer than me, like it's about 2-meter long rifle, and I cannot like just keep it attached all the time. It has to stay in the box because otherwise it's just not gonna fit anything. So I have a lot of things like that, and when you have 2, 3, 4 like huge things like that, it's okay. But then you have dozens of them, it gets to the point where you're like not sure how to live this life anymore, because you have cosplays under the bed, you have cosplays in your closet, you have it everywhere.
Yeah, I can imagine. Gazaki is leaving you here a question. What do you feel made you grow on social media? Was it consistency, quality, or quantity? She's asking for a friend.
I think probably it's the 3 of them.
A friend.
So I think it's a little bit of everything, and just a lot of work in general, and a lot of luck, because algorithms got so unpredictable. I struggle to grow like these days sometimes. Some months are better than others, but sometimes like your reach is just like getting below 0, and you just like stuck for some time. But I do think that first of all, you have to be posting like frequently, and you have to be making new costumes. You have to be rather a good storyteller to be able to show like how you make things and share that, or you have to do just a lot of things and make them stand out. And by like making them stand out, I mean the quality, I mean the choice of like your characters, I mean the choice of things you do. So I would say that these days it's just a lot of work, and I know it's really frustrating sometimes when you like spend months on a costume and then you post it and it doesn't get any recognition. Yes, it's hard, but you just have to keep posting, you just have to keep going. Some of my favorite projects never got recognition I was hoping they would get. Like some of my best works will never be considered, my best. But I personally love them, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's true.
You just have to like have this inside of you. You have to enjoy what you do, and then it like gets a little easier.
Yeah, Gazaki is taking notes right now.
I don't know if I'm that great of a person. I mean, I would say that to grow these days, you also like have to be good in social media like management and just understand how things work. But we don't know how they work because they change all the time, and none of the socials, like are open about the algorithms. You don't know how they work. You just, throw something and try to see if it works. That's it.
Yeah.
If it's working today, tomorrow it's not working again. So
yeah.
Yes,
it's hard
exactly.
to understand.
It's the hardest part. But I would say like some like general things for cosplay pictures these days, more or less light, set up. Dark backgrounds usually work worse for some reason. I think it's just because it's harder to see these pictures in your feed, and like simple white background and like really clear crisp image would be something that is super has like higher chances to be recognized well. And then these days you kind of have to almost create an illusion that the person who is like looking at the picture is right next to you in that picture. Like it's rather angles, it's rather the way you like make the composition. So you just try to create this illusion of being super close, super, like in the scene together with the person who is looking at the picture.
Sure. Okay, now I'll show the last picture. This is one, I probably think this is one of the great challenge that you take in a photo shoot, because this one is this one, the cat woman.
Oh,
upside down.
I know which one. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Black cat.
The black cat. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, that was really, really challenging. So I like a lot of the artworks where like she is like climbing something, using the rope, using like different things. And then I was like, why not trying to bring it to the like Libra and like make it like this? I found a studio that actually has the Libra like available for photo shoot, and they have an instructor helping like you to figure out what to do. It was like super hard, I will not lie, because you're super uncomfortable. You're not sure what's going on. Like your wig is not behaving friendly when you're upside down, and you need to have like a person, like at least one person, like right, near you, just to stop the Libra, like to get the hair away from the face, and just like to control the situation while the photographer is trying to take a picture. So that one was challenging, but I love the results so much.
I really like this one.
It turned out beautiful.
Thank you.
And it's hard because you're upside down. You need to have the wig glued to your head because it will fall.
Yeah, it's rather you glue the hairline and also like get a lot of hairpins on the back because, and that's what we discovered, it will be really visible in the back if you don't like fix it properly.
Yeah, because the weight that. Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Yeah, that's just, you have to like get it with like experience, have with just trying to do this type of picture, because I didn't think about that before. I didn't know it was possible.
Okay. I think
next time it will be easier.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay, Gasaki, have one of the interesting questions here. That do you like to do a shibari session, a photo shoot with the shibari?
I would love to do that. I actually have a few. They are more on the like artistic side of things, so I don't think they are like any cosplay related, but I kind of have a few ideas in my head.
Oh, nice.
I even have like an explanation why like shibari got so popular in cosplay pictures, especially in like like Russian and like Ukrainian community. We have a few really cool like people who do it amazingly, like in Moscow, and everybody just goes to that same person doing like that. So yeah, here's that.
Okay, right.
That's really cool.
Okay.
So people, if you don't have any more questions, we're going to do our last question.
You not.
The last but not least.
The last but not least. Okay. Okay. People, you don't have questions? Okay. Let now I finish this. Okay.
You can do the question, but people can ask.
Yeah. Sure, of course. No. Okay. Do you want to leave a message to our viewers? That is.
I want to first of all thank you for hosting me. It was a great pleasure to talk to you, and I'm really happy to be able to talk to you today. Thank you so much for organizing it and making it happen. As for a message, I would say that probably believing in yourself and being creative is the most important part of what you do. No matter what you're trying to achieve in like your cosplay journey, you have to be enjoying it. Rather you're making your costumes to be going and competing, you have to enjoy making part and not just like the winning part, because there will never be just like, always winning situation. You have to just be enjoying every step of the program, every step of this creation process. Another big thing that I think a lot of people do not understand is that you should not be comparing yourself to a lot of these super hyped and popular cosplayers you see online. Most of us have our jobs, most of us have our careers, and cosplay is not something we do for a living. I do it for a living personally. It's my work. It's the main thing I do. And when other people go to work and then come home and work on their costumes after that, I have the full day to do it. And I feel like we just have to understand that the hobby part should not be mixed up with the professional part. I know it's really tempting. I know it's what you see, but it's uncomparable. And I think that thinking that your works are less worthy than someone else's works should not be even crossing your mind. Mm-hmm. Everybody does it differently. Everybody deserves the best attention. Everybody deserves their works to be like seen and recognized. And I really admire the fact that most people these days, still make their own costumes, create their own like ideas. And I would like to like highly encourage that, because I feel that this is the best part of cosplay. Like it's all about fun. It's all about friendship. It's all about enjoying it. And so try to keep it that way. Try to keep it fun. Try to keep it interesting. And I hope that, in the end of the day, these emotions will be the biggest part and the best part of it.
Nice message.
Yeah, truly awesome.
Thank you.
So, see, my voice went away again.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Sorry. So, if we don't have any more questions, we'll end the stream today. Again, Zoe, thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you for being with me.
Oh, thank you so much
for having me.
So people, don't forget to follow Zoe on all of her social media. We're going to put it on the description here on Twitch and later on YouTube on our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our sponsors. And also thank you very much for being here with us and leaving your questions.
Yeah.
And again, Zoe,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to talk to you today.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. So,
and a pleasure for us to talk with you and finally meet you in person almost.
Was mind blowing.
Someday.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so. So people, see you next time in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay. Probably. Yeah.
Probably 2 weeks.
Okay.
Bye people. See you next time.
See you next time. Okay, let me see if I... okay, now I see.